all going to pass. We'll start over from the beginning. A few years later, Sheila earned her master's degree and landed a job at Purdue Pharma, one of the leading pharmaceutical companies in the U.S. At the time, her role involved analyzing medical data. It was a high-paying, stay time together, so they decided to get married in May of 2000. But then, once again, Sheila hid the truth. Just over 2 weeks before the wedding, she told Paul she wanted to take a trip to France with a few close girlfriends, a sort of bachelorette getaway. Paul didn't suspect a thing. He happily agreed, but in reality, she didn't go with friends. Sheila went alone, and in France, she met a local man, charming, confident, and charismatic. In just a few short days, they ended up spending a night together. Paul continued teaching and doing research, while Sheila grew increasingly stable in her role at the pharmaceutical company. She often stayed late at experts used voice recognition software to compare the recording of that call with Sheila's voice recordings from interviews. Both Nelson and Paul confirmed it was indeed Sheila's voice. Not stopping there, the police also compared the blood sample found at Anna's crime scene. The results matched Sheila. The mask began to fall. A woman who seemed smart and charming is now revealed as a cold killer, ready to remove anyone standing in the way of her twisted love. On February 10, 2004, the court officially opened the trial of Sheila Davalloo, a woman with a beautiful face and a sweet voice. But inside, a storm of cold calculations and actions far beyond the bounds of morality. All 10 jurors agreed without hesitation. Sheila was guilty. The court delivered its verdict: 50 years in prison for the murder of Anna, an additional 25 years for the deliberate killing of Paul, the husband who once loved and trusted her completely. Total, 75 years in prison. Sheila will not be eligible for parole until 2079. By then, if still alive, she will be over 110 years old. In 2015, more than a decade after the initial trial, Sheila unexpectedly filed an appeal. Her argument centered on a sensitive legal detail. She claimed that Paul had no right to testify about private conversations between husband and wife, especially those involving the love triangle between herself, Nelson, and Anna. Sheila invoked marital privilege, a legal principle meant to protect the privacy and sanctity of married life. However, the Connecticut Supreme Court rejected the appeal. They concluded that what Sheila said in her conversations with Paul did not stem from love, trust, or loyalty, but from manipulation, concealment, and deceit. Such words were not worthy of legal protection. The original sentence remained unchanged, and the prison doors stayed firmly shut, a final unyielding end to a life consumed by deviant desires and a sick obsession with possessive love. People often say that every evil must be paid for, but few would have expected the price to come so late. After 2 murders, years of deception, and countless wounds inflicted on those who once truly loved her, does Sheila feel any remorse? No one knows, and perhaps it no longer matters. Justice cannot bring back the dead, nor can it erase the pain that remains, but at the very least, it offers the victims, especially Anna, a final answer, a necessary peace. And for those who tried to understand Sheila, seeking reasons in her childhood trauma or blaming an arranged marriage, let us not forget, she chose Paul. She willingly entered a second marriage, and still, she did not stop her cold-blooded. Some are born without a choice in their circumstances, but no one is forced to kill. No one is forced to betray, to deceive, or to shed blood in the name of what they call love. And the simple truth is this: there is no true reward for those who sow evil with a wicked heart and lies. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.